Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Holy Hour. It is your DJ Saint. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I personally just woke up like an hour ago, so yeah, I skipped my classes. Honestly, okay, I just need to rant a little bit. I just want to say that it's that time in the semester where things are kind of getting rough. I am behind so many classes right now. Like honestly, I am like so backed up and I am like so stressed. But honestly, I can't blame anyone but myself. And that's what sucks. um yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. I had a friend who did a there were the dance department. They were doing this senior projects performances on Friday and Saturday, and one of my friends was part of that, so I went to go see her on Friday and Saturday, and then yesterday, uh, I went to a party, but it was not like a college party like type of thing. It was more of a because I'm a theater major, so we just barely finished with our Coriolanus show, and so we had a cast party. So for those of you who do not know what a cast party is, basically it's a party where a bunch of actors, crew members, people that helped out with the show, they all go to that party, and it's just kind of like a celebration of um, the entire production, kind of like celebrating it. And it's usually on the last day of the final show or the last showing. Um, we didn't get to have the second week of performance because one of the actors got they lost their voice, so they weren't able to perform. So we ended up canceling the second week of showing. So it was literally just not this past week, but the week before, um, that we did those showings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then this past week we had like no showings for that reason. But they still did a cast party yesterday, and it was pretty good. A lot of my friends got really drunk, and it's funny because the whole theme of the party was to dress up as a god, um, in today's world, and so I was trying to be honest, I have like no clue of of my gods. Like I barely know Dionysus and Zeus, and so I didn't really know what to dress up as, and so I ended up just doing Zeus because I have earrings and I have like these lightning bolts, and some of my friends they were telling me like, oh, you should do Zeus because you already have the earrings, and I was like, okay, I guess. So yesterday I ended up like going to Walmart, buying a white shirt and like buying a bunch of things to kind of like cosplay as like that Zeus. But honestly, my outfit, my costume was kind of crappy. I just wore I wore a white shirt, black shorts, and then I had like a headband, and then I had like these I forgot what the tapes are called, the ones that you put around like your fingers or like your wrist when you get hurt. I forgot what it's called. It's like tape, white tape. And so I that's what I used. And I had a tennis racket too. And so my idea was like, okay, well if Zeus what he's like the king of what, electricity, like lightning?
Well, it's a lightning.
Lightning? Okay. You see, like I don't know anything. So I mean, just throwing it out there that I probably have the wrong idea, but in my head I was like, okay, well what if I dress up as an athlete and I'm like Zeus, because I feel like in today's world Zeus is like the king of lightning, so like he's probably like fast. I don't know. I just try to uh connect things together because I literally had nothing to dress up as, and I wasn't even gonna dress up as anything. I was just gonna be like in normal clothes, but I didn't want to be that party pooper, so I was like, let me try. And so, um, basically, I ended up showing up at 11 because I was just super busy getting everything together, and I uh, I showed up at 11, and when I got there, in my head I was like, okay, it's a perfect time to get to a party because sorry, that was my phone. I was like, I'm gonna get there at 11 because that's usually the time that a party starts. You know, like people are barely getting there. Everyone gets there late, and so I was like not expecting what I expected or what I saw, because when I got there, all my friends were like very drunk, and they were just very like they were gone, to say the least. Um, and I was just very surprised because I was like, "What? It's barely 11 p.m. Like, what? The party's already dying down because everyone's already too drunk." And so I was there. Ended up having to take care of some of my friends. I didn't drink because I was already like it's already too late. Because I'm cool. Saying what's that thing? Isn't there like um you remember those like little campaigns for in elementary that were like don't do drugs? That kind of sounds like you're cool, so don't do drugs type of thing. I don't know.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Only cool kids don't do drugs or something like that. So yeah, so that was my weekend, and yeah, I'm behind in all my classes because I keep on doing. I don't spend my time wisely, and I even when I'm home, I'm just like, let me listen to some music or like let me do this, and I just procrastinate, and so yeah. So currently, I am crumbling. My mental state is like crumbling down, but it's okay. Um, I'm joking. I'm gonna go ahead and play some music for you guys. I'm going to play this song by August D, which is Suga from BTS. He has a solo album, um, and it's really good. This song is called People, and I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome back, everyone. That was Black Swan by BTS. I barely heard that song not too long ago, and honestly, like when the first time I heard it, it didn't like catch on to me. Like I was like, oh, it sounds like okay, but then I heard it again. I forgot where I heard it. I think a friend played it for me, and then I was like, actually, this is really good. And so like I don't know, I just I love BTS because they always surprise me. And I'm not trying to sound like a stan, honestly, because trust me, I honestly did not expect to be a BTS fan if I'm being like 100% honest because um, when I was in high school, I always heard people talking about BTS. People would always be like, "Oh my God, BTS, BTS, they're so good," you know. And I always just kind of found it like it kind of made me not want to check them out because I was like, I don't know. A lot of people like are kind of sometimes. I mean, I guess it's with every fan base, right? Like sometimes people could be too much, and they can like be like stands and like I don't know. Sometimes that scares me, and I'm just like, actually, never mind. I don't want to check out these artists, and so that's kind of how it was with BTS, and I just never wanted to hear them because I was just like, nah, I don't want to be like a army, whatever that they call themselves. Like, what the heck is that? Like army, what? And so, I just I don't know. I just never cared to listen to them. And then in college, when I got into the theater department, I had a friend. Um, she was like a huge BTS fan, and she started playing music, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like this is BTS," and like she kind of started like talking to me about it, and I guess that's the first time that I kind of was like, "All right, like I'll give you that opportunity to show me, and I'll try to be open minded about it." And so she played me I think it was a song called Cipher 4. I think that's what it's called. And I liked it. I was like, actually, this is pretty good. And even after that, still didn't even bother to look into BTS. I just knew that I liked that one song, and that was enough for me. I was like, okay, well, like I just like that one song, and so years passed by. Well, actually, I'm being dramatic. It wasn't. Well, it was years, but it was only like a year or two that went by, and during the pandemic, I have a f- I had a friend that showed me this song called "Life Goes On," and I honestly, I have no idea what led us to start talking about BTS. Like, I don't know if I think it was okay. I think it's because I had heard this Dynamite play on TV because they had like this Samsung, because I know they're partnered with Samsung, so I know they had like this commercial, and it would play Dynamite, and I always thought that song was really catchy, and I never knew who the artist was, and then I looked it up, and then I saw that it was BTS, and I was like, what, Dynamite? This is a really catchy song, and I checked it out, and so I think that's what started the convo with my friend. I told her like, oh yeah, I like the Dynamite by BTS, and then she was like, oh well, you should check out this other song called Life Goes On, like it's really good, and it was during the pandemic, and well, what the song is about is basically the pandemic. It's about like how hard it was to during those times. It felt like everything was on pause, our life was on pause, and honestly, like it was like before we had so much going on, we had plans, we had, you know, we would just be free to go out and just hang out with our friends and not have to worry about putting on a mask or having to worry about COVID or having to worry about anything like that. And so I remember when the whole thing started, people were kind of afraid to go out, and because they didn't know what this COVID virus was and like how contagious it was, and so it kind of felt like everything just like paused momentarily for a good while, like a year. And so during that time, I mean, um, a lot of people, they just their life kind of just paused, and it just felt like a hard time, a rough time for a lot of us, because it's. I feel like I know I'm branching out to a bunch of topics right now, but I feel like in a way, it's a good thing that the pandemic happened. Um, Good and bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have lost some family members to COVID, so I definitely understand that. But um, I feel like in a way it kind of forced us to really focus on ourselves and our own mental health. Um, because I feel like a lot of people, they don't really pay too much attention to that. Like, they just think like, oh, it's just like they're just sad. Like if someone's depressed, they're just sad, or they don't really understand. Um, and so I feel like during the pandemic, people got to experience what depression was and all those things, and it really like highlighted how important mental health awareness is. And so in a way, like I'm happy that you know we got at least something good out of the pandemic. That in a way we were able to be more aware of how important mental health is, and checking up on others, and just like being there for everyone, and just I don't know, I could go on forever, but so going back to what I was talking about, this song "Life Goes On," um, it meant a lot because it like I related a lot to it, and it was a very positive thing in the sense of, hey, our life is on pause right now, but sooner or later things have to keep on going. Life just doesn't stop; it goes on, and so that really, to me, like it was something like very something that was needed at that time, to hear someone say like, everything's gonna be all right. And so, yeah, my friend had showed me the live performance of it, and what they had done was you can look it up on YouTube. I'm not sure exactly what you can find it. Um, like, I don't know what it's called when you search it, or how to find it. Let me check real fast. Okay, so I think if you go on YouTube and you search up BTS Life Goes On Live, you'll see one that says 2020 MAMA Mama. And it's from the Mnet K-pop channel. It has 17 million views, and yeah, so that was the performance. And basically, what they did was they had people they had like bystanders. I think that's what the word is. Like just like people walking around. It was like in the set was like a little town, like buildings and stuff. I think it was just like through the screen. Like I don't think it was actual buildings, or maybe it was. I don't remember. But people were dressed in white. Their face were painted white, kind of like if they were like a statue, and they were just all paused, like frozen. And so BTS, they like sing their part, right? And then in the middle of it, one of the members, he throws up like this, I think it's like this bird, or like I forgot what it was. And then out of nowhere, everything just turns into color, and then people start walking. And I don't know, that to me was like, oh, like it kind of symbolized, that things go on, life goes on. And so yeah, that's what the song is mainly about. It's about the pandemic. It's about life going on and moving forward. And I just thought it was a really positive song. And so I'm hoping you guys like it. So without further ado, let me go ahead and play it for you. It's called Life Goes On by BTS. And we will be right back after the music break. Welcome back. So that was Boy With Love by BTS, another BTS song. I'm sorry. I know you guys are probably like already annoyed of hearing BTS. But I just really wanted to play those songs. I swear that was the last song that I'm going to play for today. I'm going to see BTS in Vegas next week, so I'm like very, very excited. If I'm being honest though, like, okay, I know I may sound like a huge stan, and I kind of am, but I'm not like crazy just yet, because I still haven't heard like a lot of their other songs. They just have so many songs. Like I've just been trying to really like hear as much as I can before I go. But I also don't want to hear too much, because I don't know, that idea of hearing something for the first time live is something that not everyone gets to do. Like it doesn't, and I'm not just saying that like because I'm going to their concert, but I mean it in a sense of like for every single concert you go to. I feel like I don't know, just the idea, the idea of being like, oh yeah, the first time I heard that song was when I was there live. Like, I don't know, to me, that sounds really cool. And I am just like already a fan with the music that I've already heard. Like that alone is already enough to make me want to go to their concert. So I'm at the point where I'm just like, yeah, I've heard a lot of their music, but I also haven't heard everything, because there's just so much. Like they have their own solo songs, they have their own features with other artists, and just like there's a huge I think it's called what's it called? I know it's on Spotify. It starts with the D. I think it's discography. I don't know how you say it. I'm trying to look up the word. Okay, you guys probably know what I'm trying to say, but I guess like their whole library, I guess. So yeah, I'm just a little bit upset though that they didn't win a Grammy yesterday, because they've been working hard a lot, and they have never won a single Grammy, which is kind of insane if you really think about it, considering how popular they are worldwide on a national level, right? Or no, wait, no, national. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Sorry. They're globally, like very internationally. There you go. That's the word I was trying to find. They're just very, very popular, and so it's kind of crazy to think that they don't have a single Grammy. Um, but I mean, it is what it is. They'll get one eventually, hopefully. And I know they're very humbled because I saw this like clip of them saying that they aren't like too worried about winning a Grammy because they have already achieved everything that they could have imagined or have wanted to already achieve. So to them, a Grammy is just like a bonus to them. Like, like they don't really like, they care, but they don't really um, let it get too much into their head, if that makes any sense. Which, I love that they're that way because, it just shows how humble they are. Um, so yeah, on a different topic though, um, Olivia Rodrigo, uh, won uh, best new artist, and she won like another two um, awards. I think she also won pop vocal album, and I forgot what the other one was. Okay, I just saw, and it was the pop solo performance for Driver's License. She won 3 Grammys, and honestly, like, I'm also a huge Olivia Rodrigo fan, which is kind of another thing that I was not expecting. This is what happens when you're just open minded. You just start exploring these other artists that you never would have thought you would have liked, and before you know it, you're like a huge fan. And I don't know, considering it was her like debut album, her first like studio album, I think that is like very, very crazy because she won 3 Grammys on her first album, which is not something every single artist can do. Um, I guess in a way, I mean, but you can say the same thing for every single artist that, it's possible because they have the recognition, they have the audience, they have like the popularity. So honestly, I think a Grammy is just like really how popular you are. It's more based on popularity because just there's so many artists out there that make amazing content that don't really get the recognition, and they're like extremely talented, and they don't get a Grammy. So you know um I feel like a Grammys thing, and yeah, Grammys is more, well, actually, I'm sorry, I'm very like contradicting, um because I do feel like in a way artists do deserve the artists that win the Grammys. They do deserve them because like they are pretty good albums. I'm not speaking specifically of uh this album of the year winner, which I had no clue. His name was John Batiste. I have no idea, but he won album of the year. His album is called We Are, and I have no idea what it is about. I have never heard a single song. I have never heard of this artist, but they won album of the year. And you see that already contradicts my what I just said, because this person's not popular. At least I think so. I might be wrong, but they still won the Grammy. So you know what? Let's just take back what I said. um, because there's I guess, yeah, I guess they do pay attention to the talent and like the quality of the music, and they don't base it on popularity. But I don't know, because statistically, right? I'm pretty sure Sour was supposed to win because of how many sales they've made, or how many sales Olivia Rodrigo made, and like all of that, and how many people have listened, and just so on and so forth. But I don't know. I'm still surprised though that that artist won over Billie Eilish, over Olivia Rodrigo, over Lil Nas X over Lady Gaga over Ariana Grande and Doja Cat. Well, not Ariana Grande, but Doja Cat. Um, it's just crazy, and Taylor Swift too. That's insane. That is crazy. Yeah, sorry, I just keep on blabbering and blabbering. Um, but I wanted to play some Olivia Rodrigo because again I'm a huge fan, and this song is called Deja Vu, which I'm 100% sure everyone has heard already. And yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Holy Hour. I'm DJ Saint, and that last song was "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat and SZA. They actually won a Grammy last night for that song, which I'm very happy because I know there's been talks of Doja Cat supposedly wanting to like retire from music, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, and they had asked her yesterday on the red carpet, and she didn't say that she was actually retiring, but she didn't say that she wasn't. So I'm like skeptical. I really hope she doesn't quit because I think she's a really good artist. Um, I remember when she just started becoming like very popular, I thought to myself like in a way she's kind of like the new Nicki Minaj, but like for this generation and like this time in music. Um and she is really inspired by Nicki Minaj. Um, so yeah, but I remember the first time I heard her song was I think it was I can't remember if it was Say So. I'm pretty sure it was Say So because that was like very popular. It was that song Say So was literally the last song that I remember being popular right before the pandemic because it was starting to I remember there was a lot of TikToks about with that song, and as soon as like right after that was when everything shut down. um TikTok ruined the world. um but yeah, and I heard Hot Pink because I was curious to hear the rest of her music, and I really enjoyed that album. And I think my favorite song of hers is Shine, and that song actually does remind me of Nicki Minaj. I'm not a huge Nicki Minaj fan, um, but that song was really good, and the whole album in general, Hot Pink, is just really really good album, and I think she's a really good artist. And even when Planet Her dropped, um, it was something different from her Hot Pink album, um, which I liked. You know, like I thought it just showed how talented she is, um, and it was cool to see like that what do you call it that growth, yeah, growth, um, to see her change like her style in music from Hot Pink to Planet Her. I mean, they're kind of around the same kind of vibe aesthetic, but they're different in their own way, and they're both good. I remember getting the question if I liked Planet Her more or if I liked Hot Pink, and I couldn't answer that because I felt like both albums were really good and they were both unique in their own way that you can't just compare both of them. And so yeah, I mean, I feel like she barely started. Um, I think it's too early for her to retire. But I mean, I would totally understand if she did choose to do that. I mean, she already won a Grammy. It's like, she already did what she needed to, and I mean, she already accomplished. I can imagine that she already accomplished what she wanted to. Um, but I still feel like she could accomplish more, and I feel like she should continue making music. And so I hope that she does not retire from music, because if she does, there's going to be it's going to be felt. There's going to be like a hole in the industry. She's an amazing artist. And talking about another amazing artist who did not win a Grammy for their album or even get nominated, because After Hours was like a really good album, and he had like so many hits on that project, so it was kind of crazy that he didn't get any single nominations for the Grammys. Um, Dawn FM is a really good album, and I don't know if it can get nominated for next year, or if it were to get nominated, if it had to have been this year, because I think it released, um, yeah, it released this year. Yeah, hopefully it gets a nomination next year. Because I think The Weeknd did a really good job with Dawn FM, and it's a really good album throughout. And I also was asked the same question or I thought to myself, like, do I like After Hours more, or do I like Dawn FM more? And I can't really say, because Dawn FM is a shorter album, but it's, in my opinion, more consistent. In terms of songs that I like a lot of songs back to back to back. Whereas with After Hours, it's a bigger album. There's more songs, but I didn't really like half of the album. Like I there were some songs that I did like, but there were some that I was just like, okay, like, I don't know, maybe I need to hear them again, but um I only liked a few. And but I mean, at the same time, like, if I were to get those songs that I liked from After Hours, there are probably like 8 songs that I like from that album, which would then equal to Dawn FM, because Dawn FM is also a short album. So it's kind of like, I don't know. That's why I feel like it's not really fair for me to choose one over the other. Because they're both very good albums. I want to say I would choose Dawn FM, but I really enjoy After Hours. I like Save Your Tears, Blinding Lights. I'm trying to remember. Snow Child. What else? Heartless. In Your Eyes. After Hours. I don't know. There's just like a few of that I like, but um, I'm gonna go ahead and play some of The Weeknd, some songs from Dawn FM, and I think it's already 4:53, so I think I'm gonna probably sign off already. But I'll leave you guys with two songs from Dawn FM. And I hope everyone has an amazing rest of their afternoon. Uh, we're almost towards the end of the semester, so keep on pushing. Uh, once we finish with this semester, it's the summer, and hopefully, most of you guys aren't taking summer classes, so that way we can all just rest and enjoy our time off. But yeah, without further ado, I'm signing off. I am DJ Saint, and don't forget, every single Monday from 4 to 5 p.m. only on the Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station. See you guys.